Hi guys, we'll talk today about the mounting the optic on a AK, and it really doesn't matter what kind of mount you're using. I want to share with you my few tips which I'm always doing when setting up the optic on a AK, and we'll go from there. So basically all of them, no matter what kind of optic mount, they should have some sort of detention screw. And I'm going to hold it for the Ula a little bit. Ula, show me. Do you got it? Okay, she's got it. So there's some sort of detention screw, and usually you have to press the bar, like lockdown bar, down, and this is the bar here, or like on the RS regulate mounts, there is a bar here, and it will expose the screw, and you can tighten the screw up to adjust the tension of the mount, how the mount is clamping to the side row. So that's very important, and you should read in the instruction manual. Different manufacturers may have different tricks, but usually no matter what kind of mount, you have some sort of detention tab. So learn where that tab is located, learn how to adjust it before going and installing the optic on the AK. But once that's done, of course, I want this mount to be a little bit stiff and tight. Like I have to really push it towards the front, and then I'm locking the lever. So it's not like when you unlock the lever and look, I can put it that way and the mount is not falling down. So for me, that tension is already there. It's holding up on the side row really well, and by locking the lever, and it could be sometimes, you know, a little bit stiff, a little bit hard, but that's how I like it. And of course, if I want to get rid of the mount, you know, sometimes you have to use a lot of pressure to pull it out, and that's okay. Just remove it and you will be perfectly fine, and you can go back to your irons. But that tension tab really should be stiff, really should be hard to you know, like put it, and it should really clamp that mount to the side row. So I cannot stress this out. Pay attention to those tension tabs and how to set them up and how to do it. But before and I want to go back to this in a second, but I want to talk for a second about the two-piece mounts like RS regulate. So of course you got the lower portion of the mount, and then you got the upper portion based on your optic. Like here we have a red dot, and we got the AKML top. On all screws, like for the RS regulate, you have to use the screws. I always use the blue Loctite. Always Loctite them. Let them rest for the 24 hours. Let that Loctite settle in. The same for mounting. The same for the mounting the optic to the mount. Usually 4 screws for the red dots. And again, I'm putting a little bit, few drops of the blue Loctite on those screws. Let it settle down through the night, and it's ready for the use on the next day. But let this settle down, let that glue become stiff and hard. I use only blue Loctite, don't use the red one. Blue Loctite is more than enough. And then we are ready to mount the optic to the AK. The same go for the like AK Master mount screws at the bottom of the optic on the blue Loctite. But you are ready to shoot. You have the mount put it on the AK. I zero it with the first settings, and I shoot a few mags too later on. Kind of make sure I take then the mount off the rail, and I adjust. I press the tab and I adjust by one more click. Usually you got like that daisy head here on the master mount, or you know, on RS regulate, you can move it, spin it by one more click, and then I really put it in, and you know, sliding on the rail, and it will be probably, you know, a little bit stiffer, but that's it. That's my setting. So I do not stay with that initial setting, and this is due to the fact that once you're putting on the rifle, everything, you know, starts shaking from the recoil, settles down, and you want to make sure you really have a good tension. All the springs were settle down from the recoil, and want to make sure that this is all reset, and you're putting that one more final click on the mount, and I can guarantee you you're going to have outstanding results with your optics, because I have seen the 99.9% issues with the poor accuracy on AK when you're using the optic is your mounts, guys. I have seen some mounts really flapping on the rail. That's not going to work. This has to be stiff, this has to stay attached stiffly to the receiver for you to be successful. All right, that's it. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I'll be watching the comments for the next 24 hours or so, and we will go from there. I hope you enjoyed this short tips video, and as I said, always a pleasure to be in your house on your screen TV. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with more videos. Bye. Aha, I forgot to tell you one more thing. Once I'm all happy with the tension of the tensioning bar screw, and everything is clicking as I want it, I'm taking everything off and I'm marking each screw with the paint marker, so I got the reference point and I know if something will go wrong when I'm doing some maintenance, I can always quickly check the screws. Okay, that's it.